Hello, and welcome to The Tracy Show, where you get everything from fashion to reaction. And yes, you learn something new every day. Today, we're going to talk about the Negro Boys Industrial School fire in 1959, where 69 black boys were padlocked in their dormitory at school, and it was then set on fire. This took place in Wrightsville, Arkansas. I'll let you take a listen to a clip before I continue with my story.
69 African-American boys were locked inside a dormitory when it caught fire, killing 21 of them. The doors were locked from the outside. It's still a mystery on how the fire started. It all happened just about 15 miles away from Little Rock in Wrightsville, the moment in history also known as the Secret Holocaust of Wrightsville. Now, some high school students are educating others about the story with a play called Death by Design. The writer and director says he feels like this story just has not been told enough.
You want to remember them, and let everybody know what they went through and what they endured.
Today, there's only been one book published about the story.
And that is absolutely correct. There has only been one book published about this story. I will actually try to get a copy of this book because when I teach you, sometimes I'm teaching myself because this is another story that I have not heard of. So let's get into it. The Negro Boys Industrial School fire, also known as the Wrightsville fire, occurred on March 5th, 1959 at the Negro Boys School, a juvenile correctional facility for black male youth located near Wrightsville, Arkansas. On that tragic day, 21 African American boys died in a dormitory fire at the facility. The NBIS was originally established to house juvenile delinquents who would otherwise have been sent to adult prisons. Most of the boys placed there had been charged with minor offenses, were from broken homes, or simply had no other place to go. The boys resided in a 1936 Works Progress Administration building known to be in a deplorable condition. A 1956 report by sociologist Gordon Morgan documented the appalling conditions at the institution. Many boys go for days with only rags for clothes. More than half of them wear neither socks nor underwear during the winter of 1955 through 56. It is not uncommon to see youths going for weeks without bathing or changing clothes. Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus, who visited the facility in January of 1958, remarked, I quote, "They really need help. They are using some old wood stoves which should be replaced." The fire began around 4 a.m. on March 5th, 1959, in the dormitory of the 48 boys aged 13 through 17. 27 managed to escape by jumping from windows. The remaining 21 were trapped inside and burned to death. Although an investigation was launched, the authorities never determined the cause of the fire. It was discovered that the dormitory doors had been locked from the outside, making escape nearly impossible for those it trapped inside. Some speculated that the fire may have been the result of the building's deteriorating condition. I don't think so. At a morning press conference following the fire, Governor Faubus place blame for the tragedy on Lester R. Gaines, the black superintendent of the facility. He criticized Gaines for not ensuring that an employee was present in the dormitory at night in case of emergencies. Gaines refused to resign, stating that he would not step down unless formally asked to do so. 11 employees supported Gaines, signing a statement published in the Arkansas State Press. Nonetheless, the board chairman, Alfred Smith, terminated Gaines and several other employees as recommended by Governor Faubus. This seems to sound very, very familiar to me. Nobody knows how they escaped. Blaming it on the black superintendent, putting him in jail, blaming it on the sheriff, wanting her to resign. 2 of them are still out there. And you have one that you're even saying, turn yourself in. We will have attorneys here to help you. The same way these young black men are looking, look at their faces. Well, that's the same way Mr. Massey is looking at the state of Louisiana. You must be playing. Y'all gonna have to catch me, because he was out there on Father's Day showing off. Antoine said, look at here. I'ma enjoy my time I got out here. Y'all done tricked me before. I will not be back unless you catch me. Let's continue. A committee was appointed to investigate the fire. It concluded that the correctional facility, the state of Arkansas, and the local community all shared responsibility for the incident. However, the committee recommended no specific course of action. A Pulaski County grand jury questioned witnesses but returned no criminal indictments. Wow. The tragedy was largely forgotten until nearly 50 years later, when Frank Lawrence, the brother of one of the victims, began working on a documentary about the fire in 2019. Joined by other family members, he sought to bring attention to the forgotten tragedy and provide a sense of closure. That same year, a monument honoring the 21 boys who passed away was unveiled at the Wrightsville unit of the Arkansas Department of Correction, located on the site of the original facility, which closed in 1968.
Every year has been 1959 for Frank Lawrence. For the majority of his life, Lawrence has been trying to solve one of Arkansas's greatest mysteries.
Not a face in a picture. Artist, you guys can only visit the memorial site for her big brother Amos.
It's kind of sad because I can't show his pictures to my children as for their uncle.
Geis was 11 years old when he was sent to the Negro Boys Industrial School near Wrightsville, an alternative school for African American boys. She says Amos was asked by a white friend to watch his dogs while he was out of town. That friend gave him a combination to a safe to buy the dog what it needed.
One of the workers that worked for the family accused him of stealing. And so, but that wasn't true. He was taking the money out, buying dog food and everything.
And it was March 5th, 1959 at 4 a.m., where 21 African-American boys, ages 13 to 17, died in a fire while locked inside the dormitories. UA Little Rock archives show an investigation highlighted how it had largely been operated as a prison work farm, and there were large disparities in the way the boys were cared for. That's also according to Griff Stockley's book, Black Boys Burning.
Until we come to terms with the kind of white supremacy that has been a part of the Arkansas history and Southern history, then we're not going to understand how to prevent these events.
He says systemic poverty, perpetuated by white supremacy during the times of racial injustice, sealed the fate for the boys.
It's still a mystery as to, why so many boys died.
With the event coming right after the Little Rock Central High School desegregation crisis, the governor at the time said in part, the blame could be placed on the school board of directors, the superintendent and his staff, as well as state administrators, one after the other through the past years, for those conditions. And finally, the people of Arkansas, who did nothing.
After 2 years of the testimony and investigation, they gave each family member like $1,000 or $2,000 for the loss of their children.
In Wrightsville, Jade Jackson, THV 11 News.
Jade, thank you. No one ever faced criminal charges because of the fire. In 2018, a memorial was placed at Haven of Rest Cemetery in Little Rock to honor the victim.
I would suggest that you hurry to the National Museum of African American History before any of these artifacts are taken away where you can see them. And do me a favor on the way out. Please, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of the Negro Boys Industrial School fire. Have you heard of the story? Or did you learn something new today?